Brewing up a nice pot of coffee this morning. Hope you brewed up a nice pot of coffee as well, or you're brewing at least. I had a Facebook friend who I gave one of these mugs to a few years ago. I was friends with her brother, honestly, but she started watching my show on Facebook and following in my story and lived. I grew up with her brother, and she was following my story a little bit. And a few years ago when I bought these mugs, I dropped one by her house as I was giving them out. It was around Christmas time, I think, and I was taking great joy in dropping off these Coffee with Ken mugs. Labels wearing off, or the logos wearing off. But anyway, she posted on Facebook yesterday that she used to drink out of this cup every single day till one day it fell off the counter and shattered. And she misses that mug. Made me a little sad. Told her when I get a new, when I eventually purchase more mugs, I'll make sure I get her one. That's nice. That is nice. I cheated a little bit. I don't know why I would consider it cheating. Uh-oh, I have my computer over here. Looks like it's supposed to be a warm day today. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees out today. Uh-oh, I've got my hands full. I've got things on my table. I'll manage my ice water. A cup of coffee. Oh, it feels so good. I was doing a little work when I got home from work last night and broke out my computer. Told you guys I edit all these videos into shorts and reels and TikToks, and I'm about 2 months behind. Every few days or so I go into the archives that are YouTube and download 5 live shows and then work on that for the next several days. Good morning, Chip. Good morning, Betty Lynn. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, King and Amy Lloyd. But work on that for the next few days and try and edit those 5 videos. Last night, while editing a video, I realized I was out of new videos to edit on my phone. So before I went to bed, I got out the computer, got on YouTube and hit download these 5 videos from 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. It's really my end of the story about that. Outside of the computer was still there. When I got going this morning, let's see, lights and candles. Wow, we got a jumping audience right out of the box today. Got 21 people watching, got 6 likes, 6 thumbs up. What a generous audience with 6 thumbs up already. Only been talking 4 minutes. I appreciate that. Had a friend buy me this candle. When I moved in with a bunch of other stuff, it's kind of a housewarming package. It's running low. Almost looking forward to getting to the, I bought this one myself, but getting to the ends of these 2 because I got 2 new ones sitting in the closet waiting to be unveiled, and looking forward to it. Oh, but good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Monday morning. It's May 12th. It is 5:53 a.m. Happy Monday to you. This is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of sharing the adventures of one man's life. And I'll tell you what, I tell stories about all sorts of dumb things. I mean, they're not dumb. I mean, I don't think they're dumb. I tell stories about them. I find them interesting. And I'll go into great details, and then I'll wrap up the story, and that'll be that. Happens on this show. It happens in work. Again, I think the things that happen in our everyday life that so many people look at mundane are really quite fascinating. So I tell them. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, a guy named Blobs, I haven't turned it to subscriber only, obviously, because I have various people commenting, and eventually I usually turn it to subscriber only because we get so many weird comments or hateful comments or racist comments. But right now we've still got it on anyone can comment. And I've got a guy named Blobs who said, "You remind me of one of the therapists, psychologists from the TV show Hoarders." Well, I've never seen the show Hoarders. I'm aware that it exists. I did not know there were therapists or psychologists in the show. And I don't like hoarding a whole heck of a lot. I talk a lot. I'm twice divorced. I'm not a minimalist, a practicing minimalist, or maybe I am, I don't know. But I kind of like less stuff and less crap laying around. I think a lot of people see open space and they want to fill it with something. And I've seen it happen in homes and in yards. I love a beautiful, nicely mowed lawn with grass, and I think it's beautiful, and I think of walking through the grass or playing catch with when I was a kid or whatever. But so many people want to plant a tree, and I love trees, but build a garden. I love gardens. Put a statue, just fill it up full of stuff. And I guess people are different, but it's not my thing. It is not my thing. No, Blobs, I didn't think you meant it as a bad thing. I mean, therapist or psychologist. Somehow I almost think this show's therapy for me, or therapy for you, or therapy for us all a little bit. Certainly for me, it gets stuff off my chest, and I think for you guys, you watch, and I might talk about a financial issue, let's say, or a relationship issue, or struggling to find the right church, or whatever, and you'll go, "Oh yeah, no, I go through that too." Kind of makes you feel better. Hopefully makes you feel better. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, this is not just a show about me talking. It's also a show, look at that. Steam builds anticipation. The steam builds anticipation. For those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I've got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this pretty early hour. It's before 6 a.m., it's Monday. I mean, I have no reason to be up at this hour. I worked last night, or actually I worked yesterday. I'll get to what I did last night. It is fascinating. But I got a good night's sleep and woke up, and the sun was peeking through my blinds. And again, looks like it's just going to be a glorious day, so I was kind of excited to get started. Although let me tell you, I did feel pretty good waking up this morning, and enjoyed laying in bed for a few extra minutes. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip, And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, it's the toasted coconut. I had it 2 days in a row. I enjoyed it so much yesterday on Mother's Day that I thought I'd have it again. Steve Ruggiero asked if I ever knew a hoarder. I don't want to get into specifics. Maybe not a true hoarder. But I think I grew up with more clutter. And my mom used to save everything. And my mom used to be one of those that would put, I don't know, she wasn't real gifted at decorating a yard or a home, but she was a little crazy, a little like me. I loved her very much. But she'd have stuff and pots and stuff all over the yard and stuff. And I would go, how about we just don't put anything there and I just mow it and it's nice. In my last relationship, we'll just say that, we had way too much stuff in the house, in my opinion. In my opinion, we had way too many things in the house. And we'd get new things coming in every day. I go, oh, please, Lord, how about we do a cleaning day and get stuff out? And let's not just get stuff out to create space to fill space. Let's enjoy the empty space for a little bit. I think, for me at least, having too much stuff in my house makes it hard to clean, causes me great stress, you know. And again, I'm in a one-bedroom apartment that's not yet furnished. I mean, it's very lightly furnished. And I'm hoping to get a next couch and a TV in the next 2 weeks. But again, I'll just show you around. It's got a kitchen table only as a must. And granted, I'm a single guy, so I don't have the needs. I'm hoping to get a couch right there and a rug right there and maybe a TV right there. Maybe an end table or a coffee table, but even that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a huge hurry to fill up this wall full of things or fill up every square inch with stuff. To me, it's just kind of stuff. And stuff, I think a lot of us have too much stuff in life. Somebody said frugal living. Speaking of stuff, okay, alluded to what I did last night, and let me tell you, it's exciting. After work, I got off work. My mother passed about 5 years ago, and I have 2 ex-wives who were with their kids on Mother's Day. So Mother's Day, I mean, it's a special day to me. I enjoy saying Happy Mother's Day to the moms that are walking by and I see every day. So I enjoy it and appreciate the mothers that have been in my life. My sister passed about a month ago, and she was a mother of significance. She had 6 kids. Thought of her yesterday as well, and kind of thought of all the moms out there. So anyway, I worked most of the day, and I got off work at, 4 o'clock, and it was just a beautiful day. Sun was shining, wasn't too hot. It was about 60 degrees, kind of a light breeze. And went out to Starbucks. Not exciting at all story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. And took off my shoes, sat on the patio outside, and just enjoyed the beautiful weather, and got myself a big cup of coffee and sat out there. A lot of motorcycles riding by. I think motorcycles are either very popular in Wisconsin or very popular in Appleton, because there's a lot of them going up and down the roads. But anyway, just enjoyed the day, enjoyed the sunshine, enjoyed the time off, enjoyed the peace and quiet, and enjoyed the coffee on the patio. And it felt so nice. And was there for about an hour. And they've changed the rules. They don't give free refills anymore, and I was enjoying it so much. I'm kind of frugal. I don't want to waste money. And I go, well, I'm enjoying it so much out here. Maybe I'll go get myself another cup of coffee. Let me tell you, the barista gave it to me for free. He was not supposed to, but was really grateful for that. So I'm giving a shout out to him. But anyway, went out and sat for another 45 minutes. And I don't know, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock at this time, and the sun was shining. It was 5:30. And I went for a little drive. I knew I needed some groceries, but I didn't have anything really to do that night. And I was kind of tired, been working hard all weekend. And went to a store called Fleet Farm that's here in Wisconsin. And I was actually driving towards the grocery store, but went in, and it's a huge store that I've only been in once for a brief period. And I said, hey, I got nothing to do. I've got an empty home. I don't even know what I need. Let's go see what's in this. And again, this kind of goes contra to my thoughts on less is more. But I did know I need some pans. I need some pans. All I have is a skillet. I have 4 plastic plates, 4 plastic cups, 4 forks, 4 knives, 4 spoons. I'd like some pans. I'd like to be able to cook up some spaghetti or soup or whatever one might cook in pans. I'd like to be able to cook eggs in a non-skillet. So I'd like some pans. So I thought, hey, I'll go into Fleet Farm and see if they sell pans. And it's a store that's just got about everything. It's like I'd call it a mainstream, but I think it would appeal to women as well. Because there's all sorts of stuff. There's clothes, there's groceries, there's housewares, there's just all sorts of stuff. But you can buy guns and knives and fishing gear, and they have these cool, I'm sure you know what I mean, kind of work, kind of sport, not RVs, those little ATVs, but they're not ATVs, they're little baby trucks in the store. They're not like trucks, but they're things you probably haul around if you owned a big place with big knobby wheels. And there was a little kid one for a few thousand, and then they went up to like 10 grand, and I sat in one. I thought, boy, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I certainly don't need one of these huge all-terrain vehicles that's meant for hauling stuff around a ranch. But I thought how cool it'd be to have one, and I do think it'd be cool. But anyway, kept walking around, was looking at all the clothes. They had like Carhartt. I was thinking about the people in Wisconsin, how the people kind of dress different up here than they do. I recently moved here from Illinois, and it's a different community and a different feeling, and kind of honestly wanted to buy some clothes and was looking at different brands and different prices, and there was some more expensive stuff and some surprisingly cheap stuff. I own 3 pairs of jeans. One of them is starting to give way right at the knee and is starting to fray. And I think any day now my knee's going to be burst through, and they won't be wearable. So I was looking at some jeans and walking along, and it was like Frontier Fleet or something, I think was the name of the brand, if you can call it a brand. And they were $9.99. I go, huh? And there was one that I liked the color on, and I grabbed what I thought would be my size, and the waist was too tight and the legs were too long. I thought that was a little strange. And in the changing room, I couldn't find the dressing room. I couldn't find the light to the dressing room. So I was in a fairly dark room, uh, trying to change and trying to read the tag on the jeans I was wearing. And they said the jeans I was wearing said a 32 waist and a 34 length. So I thought these jeans would be a little loose. Strangely, they were too long, but too tight in the waist. So I go, maybe they fit differently. I don't know, maybe, I don't know why. But either way, I was enjoying shopping for my jeans. I was so excited about what adventure awaited me in this store because, again, I'm telling you the details of jean shopping and wondering how bad could blue jeans be for $9.99. I mean, maybe they could be horrific, but the material felt fine. I don't know. $9.99. But anyway, the story ends on a sad note, because while I was having fun trying on these jeans, and while I was anticipating adventuring through this huge, vast store filled with all sorts of cool stuff, from like car batteries to motorcycle helmets to furniture to knives and guns and fishing gear and you name it, they sell it. A gentleman came up to me and said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, on Sunday nights we close at 6 o'clock. And at this point it was already 6:03. And he was explaining that the people stay around till 8:30 so our guests can finish up. But I'm going, so can I stick around till 8:30 and finish up my shopping for the next 2 hours? Or do I kind of have to leave? And I think he was awkward, or felt awkward, and didn't want to say that I kind of read between the lines that I kind of needed to go. So I folded up my jeans, I put them back on the shelf and headed out. Leaving more shopping for me to maybe do today. But anyway, the fun didn't stop there. Oh no, the fun didn't stop there. I knew I needed some groceries. While sitting at Starbucks, I realized I was out of sour cream, cottage cheese. I hadn't bought any sweet treats in a while. A few other things. Went to the grocery store. I went to Pick and Save, which was kind of on the way home from this store and to my home. And I think it's owned by the Kroger's, which also owns Mariano's, which was a grocery store that I went to back home. So, on a quiet night, feeling tired from my day, got a grocery cart. As a single guy, I love those little tiny grocery carts. You know the ones I mean, the little baby ones, not the full-sized ones. Because usually I don't need a full-sized one. And I feel the little tiny ones, I can steer better through what might be crowded grocery aisles. But it wasn't very crowded last night. Again, it was Mother's Day at about 6:30 at night. Did a little shopping. Some of the sales they put on the merchandise at this grocery store, you gotta read the fine line. They'll put up this price number and it'll say with card and digital coupon. And I'm going, I don't have a digital coupon. So really I'm gonna end up paying twice the price even with my card because I do not have the digital coupon. So I had to be wary about the sales I was picking out, as a good shopper that I am. Bought a bag of potatoes. It was a 5-pound bag. It was $3.99. I must say, I wasn't even sure I was gonna spend the $3.99 for the bag of potatoes for two reasons. A, they're heavy. I mean, they're 5 pounds, but it's a bag of potatoes. Thought it would kind of slow me down a little bit as I finished up my shopping. And B, I knew I had bought a same size bag of potatoes for $1.99 a week or two prior. So although $3.99 for 5 pounds of potatoes still is a phenomenal deal, I knew I could buy it cheaper elsewhere. So after stressing about the price variance, I decided, what the heck, I'm worth it. And I bought the potatoes for $3.99. But as you can guess, it didn't stop there. I needed some new bananas. Needed to go through the sweet aisle. Needed to look at various meats. I was hungry. You don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. But I managed to get in and out, bought a tub of ice cream. It was on sale. Looked at the pans, and this is where I wanted to go. I talked about it before. I only own a skillet. There is a area in this grocery store, the Pick and Save, called that's got a bunch of housewares and spatulas and pizza cutters and everything you might need in a kitchen, can openers and pans and this and that, coffee machines. And I've been eyeballing these pans. And I was there a couple weeks ago, and there was like a 12 set of pans and various other things that is usually $59.99 that went on sale for $29.99. However, they were all sold out. So every time I come back to this store, I look in the same spot and I hope that they've restocked it for their, and I'm sure they won't because they were probably clearing out old inventory. But either way, I long for that deal. And I almost feel I had that deal taken out of the palm of my hands because it was so close. So every time I go back, I hope to find this 12 piece of pans for $29.99. And there was a set of pans and various other kitchen stuff that was a 20-piece set that looked like it'd be more than I needed. And it was $74.99, regularly priced at $79.99. But I'm rebuilding myself financially. I'm kind of in a less is more phase. And although I had enough cash in my wallet to pay for the pans, and they may have brought me joy because I maybe could have fried up some eggs on them this morning and used some of the things in the box today and probably gotten great joy from them, I decided to hold off. Oh yeah. Have I ever considered going to a free food pantry? They usually have them at churches. No, I mean, not really. I have money. I have money, not a ton of money, but I have enough money for food and pans. I'm trying to save enough for a couch. Did I put sugar in my coffee? No, I did not. I did not. Again, have I ever considered going to a free food pantry at church? No. Have you? Yeah, no, I don't think I should be competing with a free food pantry just because I like good deals. I mean, that would almost equate to stealing, in my opinion. Hello, where am I? I'm in Wisconsin. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm in my kitchen. Yeah. Let's see. So I got out of there with $16.63 in spending. I was excited to get home because, again, don't forget, I was hungry. I didn't know what I was going to eat. I cooked up a couple potatoes, added cheese, butter, and sour cream to them. And then after eating that, I could have stopped there, but I wasn't going to stop there. What did I have after that? I don't know, but it was delicious. I think it had a lot of ground beef. And then I had half of my tub of ice cream, and it was delicious as well. Yeah, let's see. Oh, this is nice. People are asking all sorts of funny things. I could turn it to subscriber only. I don't want you guys, most of the viewers, getting distracted by some of the weird comments. But we got a great audience today. We got 68 people watching. We got 34 thumbs up. We've only talked for half an hour, and I know it has been a gripping show. Yeah. My voice reminds you of Phil Hartman. You won a math debate with kids. Hello, Heather. Hazelnut coffee? No, it is the toasted coconut. What are my thoughts on the India versus Pakistan war? Is that escalated to a war? Is there a war going on between India and Pakistan? I heard there was a couple military actions taken on the border in various areas. But that's kind of been going on for a long, long time, hasn't it? I mean, maybe it's percolating a little bit now, but I think there's been a lot of hostilities between India and Pakistan since they've existed. And so what do I think about it other than it doesn't seem like it's anything new, really? I mean, I think any war or any death is unfortunate, for sure. Do you want to talk about the stock market? It sounds like there was a trade deal signed with both Britain and China over the last few days. And it sounds like the stock market's gonna open up like 1,000 points this morning. I was never very concerned about the tariffs that Trump was putting on other countries. And my attitude about that was, I'm betting the United States has been screwed on most of its deals with trade partners for most of its existence. For some reason, I believe the U.S. always kind of assumes that we assume that our poop doesn't stink, and that if we get in financial trouble, we can just print more money and work our way out of any situation. Because I think there's a certain egocentric view of our country within this country that we're probably the best country in the world, and that we can afford to kind of be screwed over in trade deals. And I think, without knowing, Trump saw this and said, why are we getting screwed over with trade deals? Let's at least threaten tariffs on other countries and make them come to the trading table and work out deals that are fair for everyone. And I think we saw the stock market sell off very dramatically when he started tooting the horns of trade wars, and people thought the prices of everything would double. But now we're seeing trade deals signed, and the stock market's rocking and rolling back up, and who knows? I tend to think the market's going to have to go lower at some time. But what do I know? What do I know? Could I moonwalk for you? No. No, I cannot moonwalk for you. But I can get some more coffee if you guys will be kind enough to wait for me to return. Sun's coming up. I have somebody suggested that maybe during the summer, I don't pull up. When I get these blinds replaced, look at that. I don't like that. And when I get my blinds replaced eventually, that I kind of leave them down but open. And I wasn't sure, but I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't look as cool as a wide open window, for sure. But I think I could maybe deal with it rather than have these bad boys break and be stuck with that. But anyway, let's go to, since I got you picked up, you're coming for coffee with me. That's your punishment for being bad. For anyone that's saying bad things, you're very bad, and I'm gonna get some more coffee and you're gonna have to come with me. Okay, now we'll go back. It wasn't that fun. It's getting kind of hot over here. I go, well, let's see. No, that should keep it there. Really gonna have to figure out the temperature situation in here. Again, with these windows that are spectacular. I don't know, when it's like 90 degrees out on a day and the sun's coming up, it's gonna be a hot one. Fleet Farm has a gardening area. And thought about maybe getting some plants in here. I think it'd be nice. So anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? How'd you sleep? Can I say, hi, I'm Troy McClure? Yes, I can. Does it get hot in the summer in Wisconsin? Well, I have never lived in Wisconsin during the summer, but I'm about 200 miles straight north of where I spent my whole life in the western suburbs of Chicago. And I'm betting that 200 miles doesn't make a big difference and that it gets just about as hot here as it does in northern Illinois. So yes, I think it probably is going to get pretty darn hot here. And I'm sure there's going to be several 90-degree days this summer when the sun is rising. And I'm going to be drinking my coffee with you. And I'm going to be sweating buckets and going, oh my gosh, it's a sauna. Or I'm going to have the AC set and I'm going to have like $8,000 monthly bills for my air conditioning. And you know, as a guy that didn't want to buy the pants and was excited about $9.99 jeans, that I do not want $8,000 electric bills this summer. I spend my 46 years of my life not knowing that the sunrise even existed. I'm so sad right now because I miss so much life. Says Bang Bang. You're sad because you miss so much life. Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life? Maybe you should go watch the movie It's a Wonderful Life, because you could look, I don't know why you didn't know the sunrise existed. Maybe you'd be up drinking every night and getting drunk and sleeping in the next day, and therefore you did never see the sunrise. But if you stop doing that, you should probably stop beating yourself up for the life you have missed. And you should probably just appreciate the life you have left. And celebrate that you're enjoying the sunrise, and celebrate you're enjoying your coffee or all that you have around you. Somebody wants to know if there are places where there is no sun for half the year. Well, I think if you go the further north or the further south you go, Because even here in Wisconsin, during the summer, I'm assuming it's going to stay, it's not going to get dark till like 9 o'clock at night. And if you go further north, the sun will never set during the summer. And then in the winter, it'll be fairly dark. The days get longer and shorter the more north and more south you go. So yes, sort of. Wise words. Very wise words. Somebody's saying Alaska. Yeah, you go up to Alaska or north of the Arctic Circle. I think that's what it means. I think when you get to the Arctic Circle, which I'm going to say is at 22 degrees, you can fact check me on this, because I'm very well could be wrong, like 22 degrees longitude, I think, and it could be latitude. Again, I'm open for fact checking. When you get north of the Arctic Circle on December 21st, which is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere, that the sun never rises, I think. And that it will be dark all night, I think. Have I heard of the new German Chancellor, Mertz? No. All right, JK said latitude is north, longitude is east-west. All right. Again, I've always kind of struggled with latitude and longitude. But am I right on the 22 degrees? Is that right? I think it's something like that. Not totally sure, though. I wonder what latitude I am in Appleton, Wisconsin. Probably wouldn't be hard to figure out. I mean, you guys could probably do a quick Google search. Tell me how far I am from the Arctic Circle, how far north I will have to drive if I want to go check it out on December 21st and see the sun not rise. I have to bring up a big thing of coffee. Be a long drive, it'd be cold. Need a lot of coffee. Have to invest in several Yetis. It was strange. I was talking to the property manager, who's kind of a friend of mine here at where I live, and I was singing the praises of the Yeti. She had some Stanley thermos, and she was talking how she mad at her other Stanley thermos because the lid broke. And I was singing the praises of the Yeti lids to her. And about an hour later, I kid you not, I'm at a coffee shop over there called a Coca. Yeah, it's over there. And a woman rides up. She's riding a scooter. I hold the door open for her and say, "Hey, I love your scooter. I like scooters." Made me want to buy a scooter. She had a fancy helmet with a little microphone on it. I wonder who she talks to while she's riding. I never had a fancy microphone on my helmets, but either way. And I was sitting out there enjoying the sun. This was a few days ago. And she came out and sat next to me and goes, "Are you Mark?" I go, No. And eventually we struck up a conversation, and she was there because, I kid you not, what are the odds? She needed a replacement lid for her Yeti. And I go, "Are you serious?" I had a conversation about Yeti lids with a different woman earlier in the day, like an hour ago. When is the last time any of you have ever discussed a Yeti lid? And here I am having 2 conversations about Yeti lids within an hour. She did not need the same type of Yeti lid, I thought. And the reason she needed a Yeti lid, for those that really want to know the details to my story, because I did, I was surprised. I went, "Really? Did your Yeti lid break?" Thinking she meant one of these bad boys. The really solid plastic with this cool little magnet feature that was a great invention by Mr. Yeti. But after probing deeper, it turns out her Yeti lid did not break. Turns out she had purchased her Yeti at Goodwill, and it came without a lid. Curious by nature as I am, I'm wondering what would one pay for a Yeti without a lid at Goodwill? Because without the lid, it's really just a very durable cup. She said like $2. I go, that seems about right. And I stayed there, and she texted or called her husband and said, hey, I'm at the coffee shop. Where is this mark? Apparently, her husband had set up the drop. So she could pick up, it made me kind of wonder about the value of Facebook Marketplace. And is all this setting up and meeting worthwhile? I'm still not sure the answer to that. But evidently, she communicated with her husband, who communicated with the Yeti lid salesman. And a guy comes out and hands her, and I was a little surprised, he handed her like a new package, and it wasn't a Yeti lid like I had, it was a different one. It was in a case, it was in a package, but it had like a straw on it that you pull up. So her Yeti must have been different than mine. And I watched, and she handed him like $5. Then she went off on her day, and the dude went the other way. Got me wondering, I mean, for this guy to set up an appointment to meet with somebody to sell a Yeti lid for $5, and for her to purchase the $2 Goodwill Yeti, find a lid on Facebook Marketplace, ride to the coffee shop, sit out there, set up a meeting. I don't know. I just wasn't sure any of it was worthwhile. Hey, Big Kamora sent me $1.99. That is so kind of you, Big Kamora. I so appreciate that. But you know what I mean? I saw a video on one of the social media platforms. It was a hilarious video. It was a woman that did it, and I don't know the specifics. But she was decluttering her house and talking about throwing away something. And I don't know what it was. It might have been something as silly as like a can opener. And everyone was yelling at her in her story to, oh, don't throw that away, sell that on Facebook Marketplace. And she told a funny version of her story about, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet some shady character in some parking lot to sell him something for $4 and wanna discuss the specs on this can opener. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And her story was much more funny, but it made me laugh and it made me think about it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can get great things. I mean, I did sell my scooter on Facebook Marketplace. I sold it about 3 months ago to move up to Wisconsin to give me the cash I needed to pay my bills and head up to Wisconsin. And I put an ad on Craigslist that weekend and had very few people inquiring about it via Craigslist. And Craigslist charges you now to place ads. They charge like $5 for an ad. But either way, didn't get much interest. And I had a friend say, hey, put it on Facebook Marketplace. And all of a sudden I had 1 million people reaching out. 1 million might be an exaggeration. But you could kind of tell the serious buyers from the not so serious buyers, and sold it within a day or so for what seemed like a fair value, although I was sad to let it go. I think I sold it for $1,700. I think the guy got a scooter that he's hopefully loving. And yeah. Ray said Facebook Marketplace killed Craigslist. Okay. Churra says Marketplace is good. I sold McDonald's Minecraft Happy Meals to toys on eBay for 25 bucks. Steve, he probably did ride it yesterday. Steve, do I know you? Your name sounds familiar. I think I know a Ruggiero. I don't know. He probably did ride it yesterday. I would have ridden it yesterday. But either way, it was time for me to sell it. I needed a change. Hello, Carol. Needed to come up to Wisconsin, needed cash, needed to cover my bills a couple months ago, and be here in Appleton, Wisconsin. A lot about it I love. The hardest part is missing my kids, and I miss them every day. Being away from everyone and almost anyone I knew back in Chicago area. Starting over, but it feels good to be where I'm at and in the direction I'm going and have a job and a roof over my head and a coffee maker. And you fine folks watching today. Oh, it's nice. That is nice. Oh, feels good. Feels good. What do I do for work? Why did I move so far away? I didn't move so far away. I think I moved the right distance away. What do I do for work? I like to keep that kind of secret right now. We have strange people that watch my show that like, I didn't really realize how strange people were. And last August, I came back from Yellowstone and got a job at a cool restaurant as a waiter in downtown Naperville. And I posted a picture of me eating a meal at this cool restaurant. And I had people that hate me call my restaurant and start harassing my company. And they let me go after training. And I go, wow, that was sad. I really liked this restaurant. I thought it was a cool restaurant. I just went through a whole week of training, which isn't very glorious, and you're gonna let me go? I was not happy. But I do believe things happen for a reason, and got another job, and people stalked me to that restaurant and started posting online and calling my bosses and trying to get me fired and say mean things. So anyway, I'm trying to keep where I work kind of quiet. You are from Elmwood Park. Ruggiero is a pretty common name in my parts. All right, well, I do know a Ruggiero. I don't know where I know him from, but I do. I do. I mean, okay. Let's see. Wow, what a great audience. What a great audience. We got 74 people watching. We got 46 thumbs up. Oh, we got a nice cup of ice water. We got a couple candles lit. Even though I'm basking in the sun, we still got the candles lit. We have, it's not even 7 in the morning. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool getting started early and getting a good night's sleep and wrapping up my show before, like, say, 7 o'clock. Makes you feel like you have the whole day ahead of you. I'm working later today, and, you know, I don't know, I probably got 8 hours of nothing on my schedule today, and that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. Basketball, Pacers win. Fish Ear is saying hi. Hello, Fish Ear. How are you? Hello, Diana. Hello, Phoebe. Not too many Phoebes. I mean, I guess there was a woman named Phoebe on Friends, but the only person I really knew named Phoebe, and I didn't know her, was Phoebe Kates. And on some video I saw, she was being interviewed, I think it was on David Letterman, and she might have been 21 at the time, and had recently done the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And she was topless in that scene, and she was still a young woman. And Dave asked her if she was uncomfortable, and she goes, "No, not at all, it was fun." Yeah, no, it was a good movie. What time is it here? It's 6:44 a.m. Trying to think, did I buy anything at the grocery store that will be good for breakfast this morning? Or am I going to have another breakfast? I'd be excited to get those pans. I miss being able to make pancakes. I could probably make them in my skillet, but my skillet, I don't know. I'm not a great cook. My skillet doesn't seem quite right for pancakes. I need more of a Teflon or a stick-free pan, because I really do like pancakes. And when you cut up little blueberries and put them inside, makes fond memories. I think back, and it was just a year ago, just about a year ago today, I headed out from Naperville, and realized my second marriage wasn't going to work. And just thinking about making pancakes reminds me of my second marriage, and feeding the kids pancakes. Sometimes, at dinner time, you didn't know what to cook. And pancakes are always delicious. And yeah, I think breakfast is okay for dinner. Yes, it's cast iron. Go make waffles then. Let's see. Diana loves pancakes. Yeah, and they're so good when you cut up little blueberries in them. I don't even really love blueberries that much, but they go really well in pancakes. Wow, we continue to have an amazingly vibrant audience at this early hour on this Monday morning. Sometimes I think I should talk longer. Always add subscribers. People ask me, 55 says they make good microwave pancakes now. I don't know if microwave pancakes would be the same. And again, I microwave many things, but something about microwaving pancakes, something about the cooking process and making the perfect pancakes, I take great pride in. And I think the key to, good morning, Julie, to perfect pancakes is not putting the batter on till the pan gets hot enough. Yeah, that and using Pam, the spray, the shh, that makes your pans no stick. And then getting the pan very hot, pouring the batter in, waiting, I don't know, somewhere probably 30, 45 seconds for all the bubbles to start coming up through the pancakes. And flip them over at just the right time. Yeah. 55 says they taste just like McDonald's pancakes. Do they? McDonald's pancakes are really good. Do I make syrup? No. No, I don't make syrup. Do you? Angela made her grandson blueberry pancakes. He loves them. Yeah, who wouldn't love blueberry pancakes? I like a lot of butter on my pancakes. I'm having so much fun, and Julie just got here. Getting kind of hungry. Wondering if cottage cheese, banana, and apple and 2 little oranges is going to be enough for me today. Hold on, I got to sneeze. Oh, it feels so good. That feels so good. JK is hungry. Hunter, start new bear trap, Zell eating trap. Hold on, I got to sneeze again. My sneezes usually come in too. Might have faded away. Might have faded away. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to need to mop that floor, Steve. But I'll tell you, that sneeze felt really good. Bet the sip of coffee will too. I'm going to get a little more. JK says I should get a dog. Well, first of all, JK, I don't like when people say you should. I think generally when people say you should, they're living out their own fantasies. And they're trying to live them like vicariously through other people. So when JK tells me I should get a dog or a cat, he either wants a dog or a cat or loved having a dog or a cat. But I think generally when people say you should, I don't know, they're saying it without walking in somebody else's shoes. General. Yeah. Do I have to show up to work? Well, if I don't show up to work, my bosses might get upset with me. I mean, I don't have to right now. I don't have to right now. I don't have work till, I don't know, this afternoon. I worked all weekend. Felt so good waking up and seeing my blinds, the light just coming through my blinds. Knowing I get to talk to you fine folk for a bit. And yeah. An animal companion, JK saying. I don't love cats. I mean, first of all, my apartment can't have dogs. They don't allow dogs here. And I don't really love cats. I mean, I love animals. But cats to me kind of are skittish. I'm kind of a big floppy guy going, huh. And if I do that to a cat, it's going to freak out and run away. Before I moved to Wisconsin, I was staying at a guy's place and renting his basement a little bit. And he had 2 cats. And I was doing my show, and they started kind of creeping on me while I was doing my show. Kind of knocking the phone down. You know how they are. They creep. And I don't know if I totally trust cats. What I do know about cats is, JK, as much as you love your cats, if you shrunk and got this big, your cats would eat you. I have no doubt about it. As much as you think those cats love you, they probably only love you because you open the can of food. And I think they kind of use you. I think cats use you. Dogs don't use you. Dogs give you joy. Dogs go and are so excited to see you. Cats creep around a little bit. Yeah, they would definitely eat you. Yeah, even cat owners know that. Would I ever like an AI android dog that never needed to be fed or go potty? No. First of all, I think walking a dog, although oftentimes we bemoan the chore that it is, or cleaning up after a dog, I think taking care of another living creature feels good. And I think seeing the exuberance of a dog as it sniffs every fire hydrant and experiences the world like it's just born that day for the very first time is a neat thing. And I think the responsibility that comes with having a dog gives us a lot of joy. Opal says she's not a big cat person either. But at least we know that a big cat would eat us. You mean like lions and tigers? Oh, they're beautiful. Honestly, I like big cats more than big dogs. I'm like hyenas. A hyena is a dog, or a wolf is a dog. I have no great love of hyenas or wolves. But I do have a soft spot for like tigers and big cats. I don't want to be eaten by a tiger, but I think they're very beautiful. What about a pet bird? No. Do I like birds? I like them flying out there, but I don't want a bird making noise in my house. No, I don't want a bird. Siegfried and Royce would agree that you could never trust a cat. Yeah, they had those beautiful white tigers. Tiger or lion, which one is more menacing? Well, I think a tiger is bigger. And a big male lion is big too. But I think a full-grown male tiger is bigger than a full-grown male lion. So I would say a tiger is more menacing and much more rare. Let's see. I had a pet bird once, and it was so loud and messy. Yeah, I don't have any desire to get a bird. JK said he saw someone that was trying to bring a chicken on an airplane, said it was their support pet. I'm surprised. Can I bring up politics? I'm sorry, Julie Flanagan. I'm surprised Trump hasn't gone after the whole support pet movement. I love dogs. I just don't think dogs should be allowed in every grocery store and restaurant and be allowed. I was a realtor 17 years. And for instance, I don't think this apartment could legally stop me from getting a dog if I called it a support animal. I don't think they're even allowed to ask, to need proof that it is a support animal. So despite their rules or against having a dog, I think if I said, oh, it's a support dog, they would have to let me have the dog here, which is strange. As a matter of fact, there is a dog that lives here. I didn't really put it together. There is a dog living here. I don't know if it's a pit bull or some sort of French bulldog or something. It looks somewhat menacing. I'll bet you he did the old support dog scam. And I'm not saying there might not be cases where somebody needs a support animal. But all of a sudden you have dogs hanging out in restaurants and grocery stores. And as much as I love dogs, I don't think dogs should be in restaurants and grocery stores, even slightly. Would they allow a pet pig? I don't know. I don't know if they would allow a pet pig. I'm more concerned if they're going to fix my blinds. Either want them down. Julie, look what happened to my blinds. I don't think you saw. They broke. I need to let it go. The old Philly fake out. Steve said he thinks apartments can require a letter from a licensed mental professional. I'm not sure you're right, Steve. I hope so. But I'm not sure you're right. Oh yeah, they're beautiful windows. Look at these bad boys. I was gonna have Julie come over to check out my apartment, but I was worried she'd bring her liberal politics with her, so I'm not so sure. Still love you, Julie. Let's see, having pets has been awesome for me. Yeah, no, I think pets are great. Angela, I love pets. Get any pet you want, but just don't bring them into the restaurant. You know, yeah, just don't bring them into the restaurant. If I'm sitting down, eating a meal and spending my hard-earned money, I don't want to be looking at somebody's dog at the table next to me. I don't. You know what I mean? Am I an American? Yes. If so, have I felt any changes since the integration of new tariffs? No. The only thing I've seen with the tariffs is the stock market being whipped up and down. Yeah. So no, I haven't seen any prices change at all from the tariffs. Jeff is saying prices went up on bikes. I drive down a street called College Avenue. There's plenty of car dealerships there. And they were advertising like pre-tariff pricing, or buy now before tariffs take place. So no, I haven't seen any prices change personally from any tariff threats. And again, we signed a trade deal evidently this weekend with China and end of last week with Britain. Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna see any prices change at all. Do I know coffee comes from Ethiopia? Well, I know there's an Ethiopian blend of coffee. We were talking stocks a little bit. Only as far as tariffs, and we talked about, I spoke earlier that the market's going to open up like 1,000 points because apparently we signed a trade deal with China over the weekend. I don't know if the stock market matters. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of us, not me because I don't have any money, but invest our money in the markets, and a lot of people feel wealthier when the market goes up. But I personally, I don't know, kind of think we watch the markets too closely. And politicians shouldn't necessarily decide their policy based on stock market movement. It doesn't matter what party, but yeah. Corey said it's too volatile to trust right now. Well, you're not supposed to trust the market. You're supposed to invest in it, and you know that there's risk involved, and inherent with the risk involved in the stock market comes higher returns because you can invest in something safe like cash and you won't get a return on your money because there's no real risk in it, or like a T-bond, and there's not much risk in a T-bond or a T-bill, so you won't be paid much interest because there's really no risk. You want to know about my first car, the make and model, and did I pull chicks with it? Well, I had a girlfriend when I bought my first car. It was a 1990 Nissan 240 SX. The sticker on it was either, and I'm usually pretty good at remembering numbers, was either 18,300 or 17,300. And it was a very sporty looking car, and it felt like a sports car, although it only had 140 horsepower. And I think I bought it, and after I bought it, I think I went up and picked up my girlfriend at the airport. I really wanted to buy it before I picked her up at the airport. From the dealer, I went to the airport. She was a very nice girl. Her name was Jennifer. Hope she's doing well. JK is saying that's a lot for a 1990 240. No, it wasn't. I think JK might be confused. Because you're saying the 240Z. It was a 240 SX, and it was brand new. Cyber Civilization wants to know if it's all good with me. It was a good car. It didn't have very many horsepower. It looked like a sports car. I ended up driving it out to California about a year later and packed up everything I owned in that car and drove out to California in it, and then drove back about 7 months later deciding, California wasn't the place I wanted to be. Your sister had one. Yeah, no, it was a good car. It was a stick shift. Does anyone buy stick shifts anymore? Well, Bruce, I'm not talking about the 240Z. I'm talking about a 240SX. And by the way, Nissan wasn't called Nissan in the 70s, or maybe even the 80s. Do you guys remember Datsuns? Julie loves stick shifts. I kind of do too, Julie. Makes you feel, like you got more control or you're more involved in the driving process. And yes, the 240 did have pop-up headlights. I thought it was pretty cool. Oh yeah, the Datsun. Oh yeah, it was the Datsun. What a great audience. 64 people watching, 56 thumbs up. We've got $1.99 in the kitty. Angela said she could never learn to drive a stick shift. Let's see. Dude said 240Z, they didn't make it. If I said a 240Z, I made a mistake. It was a 240SX. And it was a 1990. Horsepower, yeah, 140 horsepower. Stick shifts are no good if you live in the city. Yeah, I mean, I see that. But again, I don't know. I liked the control of feeling like I was integrated with the machine, like the machine and I were connected. I've owned a couple stick shifts in life. They used to be a lot more common. There used to be a stick shift that was like this. What do they call it? 4 on the floor or something like that? I don't know. But you used to be able to stick shift like this too, but I always owned one like this. You didn't need the clutch. If you know how to drive stick, you didn't need the clutch. Well, that's how I learned how to drive stick shift. And I think that's a good way to learn how to drive stick shift. Is put somebody in that doesn't know what they're doing, and you put it in first gear, and then you have them slowly take the foot off the clutch till the car starts moving. Because eventually, without putting your foot on, you need the clutch, but you wouldn't need to put your foot on the gas. You could take your foot off the clutch very slowly without putting your foot on the gas. And once you get that feel, it becomes very easy to add, give it some gas. So you get started more quickly. You gotta find the sweet spot. You do have to find the sweet spot. A 75 Toyota. Opal's first car was a stick shift. Somebody likes cars more than women. I used to consider myself a car guy and go to the auto show every year. I did dumb things. I traded cars out every couple of years. That's not a good financial move, let me tell you. Did I ever go from fifth gear to third and punch it? I probably did. I don't really remember. Ford Crown Victoria. You probably can drive a stick shift after this chat. But again, we've had a great audience today. We've talked for 80 minutes. My talks are getting longer. I mean, I think that's good. It enables me to pick up more subscribers. But it sure gives me more work to do when editing time comes around. I'll tell you what, when I see a video that's like 40 minutes long and I start sinking my teeth into the editing process, I go, this will be no problem. But when I see a video that's 80 minutes long, I go, wow, this is going to take me all day to edit this thing. Oh, yes. What I do for content creation, what I do, what I give of myself for this content creation. How long does it take me to edit a short? Well, the key is finding the short, because eventually in about 6 weeks, I'm 6 weeks behind right now. The video I'm editing right now, I did 6 weeks ago, and I'm still living in my hotel, and I'm planning on moving into this apartment. So if I have an hour-long video, it probably takes me 3 hours to listen to it, listening for shorts and editing it and posting those shorts. Somebody said I could outsource it. Yes, I could. But I think I have a unique sense in what the audience will or will not appreciate. I know I could do it with AI, but I like to think you all who watch my shorts appreciate me and what I bring to the table in terms of stupid sense of humor. And I might say something funny that most might think is so stupid, but it makes me laugh, and I think you guys enjoy watching it sometimes and going, wow, that Ken's crazy for posting that. Or he shared that. Or he was that vulnerable. Or gosh darn it, Ken is really inspirational. JK, can I put you in one of my shorts? Like, this would be a good opportunity, JK. I recently posted a video on our commitment to improvement, and there was a guy named Mike, I think, who was saying he was 125 days sober. And I was congratulating him and saying how proud I was of him and how awesome I was of him. And he evidently saw that short and posted last night that he's now up to 175 days sober. So JK, if you and I ever get in a conversation that's short-worthy, you will become part of it. Steve says, I got a lot of work ahead of me. Steve, the problem isn't that I got 150 50 hours of editing work ahead of me. The problem is that I'm creating new lives every day. So I never catch up. I'm just trying not to fall further behind. And here I am, 85 minutes into this video. Good gosh. But I want to assure you that I will stand with all the oppressed. That's unusual. Your first time here, the channel seems chill. Well, I appreciate you joining us, Anthony. It's just me talking and drinking coffee. And I usually go live for about an hour, although I don't know what happened. We're here 85 minutes into it today. And I talk for about an hour every morning drinking coffee. And my audience grows every day. And I'm just past 7,000 subscribers. And my goal, although I'm not sure the value of setting a goal, because I'll set a goal and I'll do the same work, and sometimes I'll achieve the goal and sometimes I won't. But either way, my goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers by August 7th, which is my birthday. I'd like to hit 100,000 subscribers, and the reason is because I want a silver plaque from YouTube. I was in a job interview the other day, and we were discussing compensation. And I told the guy, I didn't get the job. It wasn't right for me. Is because, I'm not motivated by money as much as I am as a pat on the back. If you tell me I'm the #1 salesman of the month, I will love that more than I love the paycheck that comes with being the #1 salesman. So I'd like 100,000 subscribers, not because of the money I'd make having 100,000 subscribers, but I want the little plaque that YouTube sends out that says silver plaque. I don't even know what it says, but I think that'd be really neat. So if you are watching today, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it and help my page grow a little bit. But anyway, it's Monday morning, and I'm hungry, and I'm looking forward to my day, although I don't know what my day holds. And looking forward to finishing up some coffee, eating some fruit, drinking some water. Probably going to work out. Might go back to Fleet Farm and finish out shopping through the store, see what they have. Maybe pick up a pair of jeans for $9.99 if I can find some that fit. And why do I think recognition and affirmation from others is so important to me? Not totally sure, Steve. I think my dad was slow with praise. And I think maybe if I was talking to Freud might say, well, Ken, it's because you were the third son, and maybe you felt forgotten a little bit, and you always wanted a pat on the head and be noticed because you had 2 older brothers that got most of the attention. And analyst says because I'm a Leo, and Leo men are like that. That could be. That could be. Where did I get that shirt? Oh, I know Duquesne is there in Pittsburgh. Do you know where Duquesne University got its name? From Fort Duquesne, which George Washington attacked in the 1700s with the British. I got this shirt. JK, you're going to like this. You don't know where I got this? I had some viewers that are the assistant coaches of Duquesne, the Duquesne basketball team on Instagram. They follow me on Instagram. And during their morning get together in their office, they would listen. I was doing my live on Instagram about a year ago, and they would listen to my live every day in their office, the Duquesne basketball coaches, the assistant basketball coaches. And last fall or last year, they invited me to a Duquesne DePaul University basketball game in the city of Chicago. Got me front row seats, which felt pretty cool. They got blown out, by the way, but they coached the crud out of the team. And they gave me a couple Duquesne basketball coaches, or basketball shirts. So it feels pretty cool. I'm 6'2", so when I wear one of these shirts, I think people think I played for Duquesne basketball, and honestly, I'm not good at basketball at all. Oh yeah. Do I want a Steelers shirt? I mean, I'd take one if it's cool. I don't want an old one. I have no particular love of the Steelers. I mean, I don't dislike them. But I mean, if you want to send me a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt, I would probably wear it. Good morning. But anyway, now we're over 90 minutes, and I'm hungry as heck. Although I'll tell you what, I ate a huge dinner last night. A huge dinner, a needlessly large dinner. Still can't remember what I ate the ground beef with last night. I probably made some quesadillas, because I love making quesadillas. They're so easy. Something about Mexican food is still a treat to me. And I think I had them after my potatoes. And then I had half a tub of ice cream. And you know what I thought, how I'd make up for it? It wasn't by exercising, because you can't make up for eating with exercise. The way you can make up for overeating is by being hungry for a period of time. And I'm very hungry right now. And if I eat a banana, an apple, and a couple oranges and remain very hungry for the next 2 hours and don't satiate my hunger, I will burn off all the calories that I overate last night. So if anybody is out there struggling with weight loss, spend more time being hungry. You don't need to really calculate calories. You don't. You don't need, look, I know I ate a ton of calories last night. You know, I'll just throw out a number, I don't know, 1,500 calories. I probably had more. I had half a tub of ice cream, potatoes with cheese, butter, and sour cream, and 2 delicious quesadillas with cheese and meat. I'll bet it was at least 1,500 calories, but that doesn't matter. What matters is I'm in a state of hunger for 2 or 3 hours this morning, and my body will go to work and digest all that fat, turn that fat into energy. What do I think the total cost of the meal? Well, okay, the potatoes were basically free, were like 50 cents. The cheese and the meat, I'd say the total cost of the meal, including the ice cream, because the ice cream was on sale, was like $3 for the tub, was less than $5. So it was delicious. And yeah, it was delicious, and I gorged. But again, it's been a great show. And without you guys, the show wouldn't have been nearly as great. And I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. What I think I might do this morning, since it's still early, I might eat my fruit, I might throw on some shoes, and go for a nice walk before it gets too warm today. Kind of walk around some neighborhoods that maybe I haven't seen before. Julie, thank you for hopping on. And I'm looking forward to my day, and I hope you guys are looking forward to your day as well. I hope you had a great, great weekend. Any moms out there, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. Hope you're enjoying the little things, your cup of coffee, the sunshine, the fruit you have on the counter, the water you have in the cup in front of you. And yeah. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you're feeling good. And I hope you are loving yourself. And I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.